Hey guys, so we've got chapter 2 here today of Shouting at the Rain. The best one yet. Granny, I call, running down our stairs. Are you almost ready? She's in her work uniform, hanging over her jigsaw puzzle. She presses a piece in. I know you have ants in your pants because Brandy is back at Seaside, she says, standing. No ants in my pants, though. Another season of cleaning all of those guest cottages. Her hand pats the side of my cheek. Now run and get our lunches from the fridge. And don't forget our favorite root beers. I'm to the kitchen and back in 3 seconds. Okay, let's go. We slide into the car. As always, she makes a cross on the dashboard with her finger, looks up through the windshield at the sky, and says a prayer for the car to start. When it does, she pats the dashboard again. That's a good darlin', startin' for your old Bridget. She puts it in drive. You think it's weird I talk to the car? Only if you think it answers, I say. She coughs as she laughs. You hung the moon, you know that. That's one of Granny's best compliments. At the first stop sign, she looks over at me. You're like a tick about ready to pop, she says. Excited to see Brandy, I know. I am so excited. But a tick ready to pop? Gross. No, ew. I'll never understand how a girl who loves tornadoes and hurricanes and floods could be scared of a little tick. The weather doesn't suck your blood, I say, expecting her to give a comeback, but she just shakes her head. She flips her turn signal. So you talk to Brandy. She and her family stand for the summer as usual? Yeah, she and her mom anyway. Oh my goodness. I remember the day you two first met, Grammy says, fallen back against the car seat. Her mom was sweet enough to watch you on a day I had no choice but to bring you along. And you and Brandy, as little as you were, sat side by side in one of those big Adirondack chairs. You've been like peanut butter and jelly ever since. I laugh. Grammy, who wants to be like peanut butter and jelly? That never ends well. For them, anyway. Grammy shakes her head again as she pulls into a parking spot and I turn. Can I go? Yes, but for heaven's sake, look both ways. As soon as my foot hits the red sidewalk leading into Seaside, I hear Brandy. Dells, she calls as she leaps from a picnic table. The place already reeks like sunscreen and burning charcoal, even though it's barely 9 o'clock. Summer has officially arrived. I race across the grass, and we hug and jump around. Oh my gosh, how are you? She asks. I'm so happy to see you. Then she steps back. Wow, Dells, you got tall this year. I did? And then I noticed that Brandy looks much older than me, with makeup, a purse, and the kind of clothes you buy in a little stores instead of big ones. I felt a little funny about my faded Boston Marathon t-shirt, even though it was the greatest tag sale find of the summer last year. But Brandy is smiling, and I am happy to see her. I've already pulled out our collecting pails, she says, and that feeling in my stomach melts away. She's the old Brandy. Since kindergarten, we have collected rocks and shells each summer and glued and painted them to make sculptures. But first, I say, pulling at her sleeve, let's check on the house. Underneath a huge group of flowering bushes, there is a small stone house that we made the summer before 2nd grade, hoping fairies would move in. That was 5 summers ago. Now we just check on it first thing. I drop to my knees and I push the branches aside. The house isn't there. Where is it? Brandy asks, crouching next to me. I don't know. You think someone took it? She laughs. Well, it wasn't a mobile home, so yeah. Unless the fairies finally showed. She takes a step away. I crawl through nearby bushes to look for it. Come on, she says. Let's just head down to the beach. Don't you care? I ask. I mean, I wish it were there, Dels, but some little kids probably found it. So, whatever. She tugs at my sleeve. Come on, let's go down to the beach. I have a tan to work on. A tan? Since when does she care about a tan? I follow, but the little voice that my neighbor Henry always warns me not to ignore, the one people hear at times of danger or when they're about to do something dumb, tells me a cold front is on the horizon. The air is shifting. I'm upset that the house is gone, but I'm mostly worried that Brandy couldn't care less. We grab the pails and she runs. I do too. The Feasters have an old red pail and a blue pail that Miss Feaster and her brother used on Cape a million years ago. They're made of scratched up metal with rust along the bottom edges. We use one pail for shells and one for rocks so that the shells don't get broken. Okay, she says, rocks or shells? You choose, I smile, just happy to be back on Seagull Beach with Brandy. I miss her and the rest of the year. We chat once in a while, but it isn't the same. We can't wait until her mother and my Grammy let us have our own photos, our own phones. Although I think I'm most excited about the app that tracks global lightning strikes. We spend the morning hanging out on the jetties, collecting things, and having a couple of splash fights with our feet. Finally, we get back to the picnic tables and spread everything out and talk about what sculptures we'll make. Brandy sorts the rocks by size. So, do you think that this is babyish to still do? Not if we like it. Yeah, I guess. And at least no one can see us. I look up at her. And if they do, who cares? Yeah, I guess you're right, she says. But I know Brandy. Her mouth may agree, but her brain is thinking something totally different. Stay tuned for Chapter 3.